Miguel is the kind of villain who is almost as dangerous as he wants people to believe. Nevertheless, the conflict between him and Tommy has grown more intriguing than his conflicts with the Flynn family that interspersed the previous seasons. Mireya's involvement adds an intriguing twist. Both men are determined to eliminate the other in whatever complex means they may devise, yet they are scared to take direct aim at one another for fear of losing Mireya forever. Emotions were running high and both men were continuously conspiring against each other as this hour picked up immediately after the events of the previous season. Tommy was unaware of all the snakes that were all around him, though. Tommy arrived to Chicago as a lone wolf since he is accustomed to being that way. He made a wise decision by forging a collaboration with Diamond, but neither man has ever been able to completely trust the other. And their union has always felt like it was about to fall apart without that trust. Diamond sensed that Tommy was concealing something, but until Janet explained it to him, he was unable to fill in the details. Tommy doesn't have to tell Diamond who he is seeing, but you should tell your business partner that you are seeing your enemy's sister. Diamond had every right to be angry with Tommy, but given that Diamond had just received Janet's approval to kill Tommy's nephew, it was a bit hypocritical. As an aside, Tommy's discovery that D-Mac has a price on his head and that everyone is aware of it will be the day they all actually meet the man responsible for Angela and Proctor's deaths, and they won't sleep a wink about it. You would think that given Tommy's ability to avoid punishment at every turn, people would be less inclined to withhold information from him, but we observe every week that this isn't the case. However, the longer this hour went on, the more I started to question how long Tommy and Diamond could remain together because, despite Tommy's commitment to be more truthful, you can be certain that he won't be able to follow through. When he made that pledge, he had no intention of keeping it. Tommy's main goal has always been to become Chicago's biggest connector. He won't think twice if he believes that lying to Diamond will help him achieve his objective. It makes obvious reason that Diamond would prefer not to be kept in the dark. However, it's also not as though he doesn't have his own aspirations. Tommy and Diamond have never been able to trust one another the way you need to trust someone to have your back in this game, but I don't think they are taking advantage of each other. Neither Ghost and Tommy nor even Tarek and Braden would ever be at their best. Rather, they are a third entity. If they had met sooner in life or under different circumstances, they could have had the opportunity to manage things. Unfortunately, they are only in this partnership in name and not out of issues of both a personal and professional nature are exploding everywhere. But Tommy's arrogant self-confidence puts him in operator mode, as is usually the case. Or, as he puts it to his Chicago drug dealer associate Diamond, "Keys, my personal life ain't gonna be a problem when it comes to our business." How confident. Here's one instance. Tommy approaches a wall of pointed weapons in Miguel Garcia's, Ramirez, and the Insane Prince's headquarters. He doesn't give a damn if his competitor is aware of the covert romance that Tommy and Miguel's sister Mireya, Carmela Zambado, had in force. Mireya shares his desire to die rather than be apart from her. Miguel's decision to have Tommy's soldiers stand down is evidence of both Tommy's blatant bravery and his romantic relationship with Mireya. For the time being. One source of conflict this season is the possibility of World War II breaking out in the streets between Miguel and Tommy. The Marquez cartel's deadly, strong hand is constantly at work behind the scenes, which benefits Tommy in certain ways, his enemy's enemy is his buddy, etc., but also puts him in danger in other ways. Vic Flynn, Harper, and his sister Claudia, Simmons, are further challenges. One of them is outside, one is imprisoned. In any case, they continue to be involved as the heirs to their father's illicit enterprise. R.I.P. Tommy Flanagan, who portrayed Walter Flynn. Sidelong maneuvers are also being made inside Diamond's circle at CBI, which includes his brother Janet, Lofton. Janet and Shanti, showstopper, Paige, Adrian Walker, a boxer and drug dealer, may have different objectives than Diamond. And you see. Lots of issues. We haven't even discussed the police's perspective. With her interdiction task team, U.S. Attorney Stacey Marks, Hyman, has been successful in apprehending strong hitters like Radovan Markovic, Konstantin Lavish, but her attempts to go after Tommy have not been as fruitful. Additionally, Marks has significant career objectives to pursue, Tommy and Diamond, although the two are in charge of the CBI, Diamond becomes suspicious of some of Tommy's more clandestine and careless choices. Janet's plot, a rehabilitated Janet, who still harbors resentment toward Tommy, hatches a covert scheme with Shanti, his romantic and financial partner, to assassinate Tommy and retake CBI. They intend to use Miguel Garcia to carry out their nasty work. Vic Flynn's destiny. The episode shows that the feds, more especially, Stacy Mark's task force, have apprehended Vic Flynn. Tommy and Janet realize he is an informant and intend to utilize him to provide the feds with false information instead of killing him outright, despite the task force's initial belief that he is a lost cause. Claudia's return. After being set up by Tommy and Shanti, Claudia Flynn was originally believed to be dead or gone. However, it is shocking to learn that she is still alive and recuperating in the hospital.